Hey, what's up, everybody? I normally don't cover rumors and leaks and things like that on this channel, but there's one that's big enough and is generally just a topic that is talked about in Destiny a lot, anyways. And that's Destiny 3. Will it happen? When will it happen? All that stuff. And for once, I am starting to think it might happen. I know Luke Smith said it's not the end of Destiny 2, and I think he means the episodes. But I think we could be looking at 2026, maybe 2027 for Destiny 3. And before the latest showcase, I would not have said that. And the only thing making me think that truly is Prismatic. Because every iteration of the game has fundamentally changed how subclasses are. You had D1, which had its grid system, moved over to D2, and we had the trees that were set. It was bad. And then Beyond Light would have been probably the year that Activision would have wanted a new Destiny title, but they split from Activision, before the end of the Forsaken year. So we got Beyond Light, which is just an expansion instead of a whole new game. And it brought in Subclass 3.0, which is what we have now. And we're seeing with the final shape Prismatic, which could be seen as Subclass 4.0, depending on if Destiny 3 happens. I think we'll move away from the set subclasses and move more towards Prismatic. And we just pick from a bunch of light focus abilities and dark focus abilities. I think that's likely. But also there's a chance that we just stay with Destiny 2, but I don't see that happening while also keeping on Xbox One and PS4. I don't see that happening without vaulting expansions. Like, I don't know how much longer it could go on and keep the file size down and keep it working. We do know that even Bungie devs have had issues with the engine. So this could be a moment where they go in and overhaul the engine completely. And if we do get a Destiny 3 in the year 2027 or before even, this has probably been in development for a long time. That might have been a request from Sony during the negotiations was, yeah, you're going to make Destiny 3. There's a chance. Like, if it happens, it would have been in development probably from the start of the decade. So 2020. And apparently that's what codename Paypack is it's Destiny 3. There's a chance it's like a side game, because we do know back in the day, Forsaken era, Nathan Fillion said he would love to come back to Destiny, especially if his arcade-focused story, like a prequel or something. It could be that. I don't see that as likely as it being Destiny 3. But of course, Sony does a lot of single-player, big set-piece games, and it could be that. Maybe codename Payback is real, and it is in the Destiny universe, but it's not a game. Maybe it's a film or TV adaptation. We do know they wanted animators to work on an animated show a few years ago at this point. So, yeah, it could be a million different things, and we just don't know exactly what it is. But the one thing making me think Destiny 3 might actually be happening and will release in the next few years is Prismatic. I don't think it'd be next year. I don't think we get an expansion next year. I think they'll add on like 2 more episodes, because I think that would about be the time frame after delaying the final shape. It'd be about that long until the next February, so they release either an expansion or D3. And we get like this year maybe a 10 years of Destiny update. Next year we get 2 extra episodes and maybe some extra stuff thrown in. But yeah, if Destiny 3 happens, I am assuming we're moving away from the set subclass system where it's one element, and we move to Prismatic being how subclasses work. Because I feel like that is the next logical step now that it exists in the final shape. Of course, I think in order to balance it for Destiny 3, they would need to make it to where things that are thematically one element work together better, but they're all usable together, you know, which is how Prismatic is kind of looking, but not really. I think it's just held back by D2 Sandbox and trying to keep the other ones relevant while at the same time being strong in its own right, which is a challenge. But I think if they move to a system where it's only Prismatic and you have different abilities from across different elements, that'll work much better. But what does Destiny 3 need in order to be successful? I think it needs to have a banger campaign. Have it longer than 8 missions. Because I'm assuming if it's not free to play, it'll be $70. That's the new base price for games. It sucks, but I don't see it being under 70 unless it's free. So we're going to have like a 20 mission campaign, maybe. We want a long campaign. Long, very good campaign is what I would want. Launch with more than one raid. Like, have the base raid of the new game, and then, you know, a month, 2 months, 3 months pass, drop another raid, a reprised raid. Bring the ones that weren't in D2 back, so Wrath of the Machine, the Sunset ones. Bring those back first, because we could always play the D2 raids. And just slowly release content like that. Bring back the old exotic missions slowly. Just trickle them throughout, because I know drip feeding content sucks. I completely agree. But, you know, give us something to do, like a once a month drop. Just like, hey, it's the middle of the month. Here's an update. New raid coming this day. Or reprise raid coming this day. Oh, exotic mission. Don't even say the exotic mission's coming back. Just have it drop. Just give people things to be excited about over time to make the live service successful in it, but also give us a large a large wealth of content. Like, have the content be wide but also deep, which is difficult to do both, but I think that's the only way to make it work. And unfortunately, I don't think Gambit would return to a Destiny 3. I think it would be completely cut. I love Gambit, and I think it is, of the core playlist, the best one, but it's just not maintenanced, and a lot of people don't like it because they try to play it solo. It is not solo friendly. It's like going to the trial solo and having a bad time. Of course you had a bad time. It is a team-focused game mode, okay? So yeah, I would love for Gambit to come back, and come back stronger, but I think Gambit is held back by Destiny 2 Sandbox and the lack of, you know, time put into it, because it's just kind of set to the side, and every time they've updated it, they took the wrong feedback from the wrong people. Instead of listening to the people that enjoy Gambit and improving on the things people like about Gambit, they focus on people that don't like Gambit and trying to get them back in, and they made decisions that pushed people that like Gambit away, and the people who didn't like Gambit weren't going to try it. So yeah, Gambit's getting cut, unfortunately, probably. But yeah, if they trickle in dungeons and raids and exotic missions throughout time, slowly, I think D3 could be massive for them. If it happens, I hope it does. Leave old consoles behind. PS5, Xbox Series X, PC. That's all you need. And I think you're on a good path. If they could bring back all the campaigns from over time, that would be amazing. It's not going to happen, but that'd be great. But yeah, better optimize, better engine, you know, the ton of different things. I don't think it's going Unreal Engine 5. I think it's sticking to Tiger. But yeah, Destiny 3 might happen. I hope it's good if it does. If not, hey, you know. Anyways, of course, all that YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, check the pinned comment and all that stuff. Put on notifications, and yeah, I'll see you next time.